just say what's up or whatever.
Okay, you want to say what's up?
Let me stream a repeat first to see the quality.
Streaming. Hey guys, this is JJ Andy, and welcome to CJ Market Watch Live. And today we are shooting outdoors in Bali. Here I want to say hi to everyone. Laggy.
What is up, folks? So the market has been a bit stagnant, right, Andy?
Yeah, it is.
Well, anyway, I will always let Andy take it away, as he always is giving the on-point analysis about where the BTC prices are headed and, of course, where the overall markets are headed. So stay tuned.
So while Ryan's taking his deep into the pool, I'm just going to be here to explain to you what's happening in the market, right? The greatest question now is the market being suppressed, or is it really just being stagnant? Okay, and well, shooting outdoors means you can hear all the different flora and fauna, right? Different scents, different sights. So here we go. So I'm gonna share my my screen quickly just to show you what I've come up with, and here we go. All right, so let's talk about coin market cap first, right? So right now, BTC dominance, we are looking at 52.3%. If for those who can remember, last week we were also hovering at this level at 52.1 to 52.3% level. So what it kind of tells you is that no one is really moving in and out of BTC. No one is really going to odds as of now. The BTC dominance is just staying stagnant. Worse is, if you do remember, I was talking about BTC 24 hours volume last week on a Friday. It was about 12 billion. Today, it's only crossing about 10.877 billion. So what it kind of tells you is, hey, really the volume is really just being pressed down, right? It's so stagnant. No one is trading in and out. Like everyone is just either hodling, just holding on to their BTC, or just not making any trades at all. Now, you may say that, hey, what is up with certain coins like Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Cardano, and so on and so forth, which make certain move, or even Tron that make 14.1% just today. My greatest question is, haven't we been seeing this so many times in the market, in the cryptocurrency market, right? After a few days of being stagnant in the crypto market, you do see some or certain coins start moving up for no apparent reasons. So all we could kind of point this out is that perhaps certain pump and down groups are really looking at these coins and just pumping the price up. That could be happening, right? And when we just kind of scroll down, you realize that certain coins, Maker went up 12.48%, 0x went up 16.74%. Well, you may argue that for certain tokens or certain projects out there may be real news coming out. But it's a bit hard for me to really just say that, hey, this is because of the news and therefore the prices are starting to move up. Okay, it's very hard to quantify that. Now, the other thing is, I think this is one of the, it's kind of like a latest news, right? Of course, it's kind of late, but let's just discuss this quickly. Now, US SEC sets November 5th as a deadline for reviewing 9 Bitcoin ETF applications. Now, greatest question is, will this have an impact on the market right now? Is it going to have an impact? So as I have said and mentioned before, that as the market build resilience, ETF news, you realize, does not have so much impact on the market as of now, or no longer have that kind of impact. So why or what is it that SEC would like to review the 9 Bitcoin ETFs? And I think the good thing is at least they are looking at things, right? And in fact, in November, BUC is coming in. So coinciding with that, perhaps they are trying to do something, right? I mean, just speculating here. It could be a discussion with just you guys. I'm just thinking, what is it that they are trying to do? What is it that are they trying to introduce the fact that ETFs can be approved? Are they trying to contest BUC? Okay, or are they trying to set BUC as a standard and therefore rejecting the 9 Bitcoin ETF and making sure that BUC is from now on the standard that they want ETFs to be approved from? So that is the interesting portion that we need to kind of look at, right? Of course, the rest of the news, I guess you can look at it here. Editor's choice, Venezuela, using the controversial cryptocurrency Petro and they legalize it. You also have Lithuania studying what is it about the cryptocurrency, the ICO space. You have many different kinds of news, but honestly, we are not seeing the volatility. We're not seeing the volume that the market requires for it to move up. Okay, and I think the sad thing is whenever I look at BTC chart nowadays, it's been really, really boring. Like, I mean, it's just symmetrical triangles and triangles. I mean, you don't really see huge movements, and you don't see much breakout plays as of now. So, in fact, the last, I mean, just looking at the 4 hours, you could kind of see how flat it can be, right? It's like, how should I even talk about it? Like, it's a flat plateau, right? It's so flat, like the horizon, like right here at the back, right? It's just so straight. You can't see much movement coming out from it. And on the 4 hours chart, you kind of see it rising slightly just above the Kumo cloud, but and maybe you could argue that, hey, maybe that's kind of like a wedge forming too, right? So could there be a further movement or breakout? Like, it's really hard to say. But what I'm trying to speculate here is this. So on the daily chart, what we see is on the past about 7 to 9 days, okay, before this particular movement here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this particular candles or series of candles on the daily chart kind of shows you that BTC has been consolidating and staying stagnant for a period of time. And therefore, we may be seeing some movement coming through on the 9th or on the 10th candle. So meaning to say tomorrow will be kind of like the 9th candle. Now, why am I saying such a thing? Is because last week on a Monday and Tuesday was some big movement coming from this green candle here, all right? Yeah. So what we should see, if hopefully there should be some volume coming in, this week, we won't see substantial volume, don't be mistaken. We may only see substantial volume coming in maybe late October, perhaps, or in November when Buck leads the change, okay, or the volume influx. But right now, what we should really be doing is just to be patient about it. If you are looking at certain altcoins, go in, go out quickly, right? Just take profit as and when you need. Lower the chances of taking profit, meaning say lower the percentage gain that you are aiming at. So I mean, in fact, if you're looking at 5 to 10%, it can be done, but it's just really hard. How we know that Tron went up 14%? Were there any news behind it? None, right? How do we then quantify that? So the fact is, if you're looking at just 2 to 3% humbly and you're just trading in and out of that, that's pretty safe. Right? That can be achievable. But if you're looking at something that's more than 8%, 5%, it's tough in this market, especially. Well, Ethereum-wise, we do see a kind of like a symmetrical triangle. I've mentioned it many times. In fact, most of the altcoins are performing like a symmetrical triangle. However, ETH has very low volume as of now based on OBV. We do see a huge consolidation as well over this period. And it's kind of led on by, in fact, it's kind of led on by how BTC is moving, right? And therefore, this is the kind of movement that ETH is behaving as well. But as I've mentioned quite a fair bit of times before, that ETH won't recover until BTC does. So, and BTC has nicer chart patterns of shape and nicer volume as compared to Ethereum. So we have to look at BTC movement first before we can kind of conclude that ETH or Ethereum will be moving. Right. Now, coming to the last particular token I want to talk about, of course, is Litecoin. So Litecoin has went out on an upward channel on 4 hours chart. Okay. And we do see the trend kind of ended right here when this particular bottom channel was broken, or this line, diagonal line, which forms the trend line was broken. So you kind of form a new symmetrical triangle now again. Now, when I mention symmetrical triangle, it could mean a bilateral movement, meaning say it can move up or down. The unique thing about Litecoin, though, like I say again, it's also the volume. So, comparing Litecoin and Ethereum's volume, you can kind of see that Litecoin has a greater volume as compared to Ethereum. So that is the main difference here. Of course, it's still trading below the cloud, so we are still not seeing a recovery just yet. But I guess the good news is that Litecoin is going to be listed on Gemini in this month. So we should see some upward movement, hopefully, fingers crossed, for Litecoin. Of course, it all depends on who subscribing to Gemini, who are going to Gemini to use Gemini to buy Litecoin. And I think it will come to, I think Litecoin will benefit in terms of prices or movement when the mainstream investors adopt it, and also when new people come into the market. So if new people come into the market, they will be looking for a cheaper alternatives as compared to as compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So Litecoin will be the greater kind of alternative that they can look at, which is slightly more affordable than the other two, and therefore Litecoin may enjoy that kind of upward movement coming through when the market do recover, when the bulls are back. That is the only possibility. So if you were to ask me right now at this moment, is BTC just staying stagnant, or is it really being suppressed? I would say a little bit of both, right? Why? Stagnant is because number one, it doesn't have volume. Suppressed is because no one is just doing anything, right? Everyone is just holding on to their BTC amount, or they're just less probable on trading. They just don't want to look at the market anymore. It has tanked so much such that they just want to go for a holiday. You know, they just want to focus on what they want to do, and therefore you see this phenomenon in the cryptocurrency space or in the market right now, that we see stagnation and we see suppression, right? We see the pressure of Bitcoin. We see how Bitcoin's price have been suppressed so drastically ever since the start of this year, right? So this is a combination of a situation of volume stagnation and as well as suppression, right? People are suppressing the price of Bitcoin. When it will pump, we don't know. Question is, will be here to stay. Right, so this is coming to the end of CG Market Watch Live. I'll see you again on Wednesday. We will still be in Bali. Crypto Grinders, the whole team is in Bali this week. Yes, and we'll be covering X Blockchain event tomorrow. We are one of the main media partners, and we will be there at the event. So see you there in Bali. Bye, guys.